Hey church, it's Dom here, and it's Tuesday. As you know, we've been alternating between hearing testimonies from people in our church and teaching. And this week we have a testimony to share with you, coming from a very good friend of mine, an active part of our church and young adults community, Collin. He talks about prayer and why it's important to be engaged in prayer every day of our lives. I'm so excited for you to hear from him.
So what I've really felt God telling me this year, and He's done this through multiple ways, but is to focus on constant prayer and why it's important. And as Christians, we always hear it and we're like, yeah, constant prayer, that's good. And then we never practice it. I mean, I definitely don't. I'm sure some of you are with me on that. And so throughout this year, God's really been showing me why it's important. I find often I'll be saving prayers almost in a way where I'm like, oh, I'll talk to God about that during Bread We Break or Canvas. And it's ended up hurting me and my relationship with Him in the long run, because I get to that worship night and I have all these things and I start just spewing them out to God and praying about it. And it's good to give it to God, but because I don't pray about that throughout that week or throughout that month and I'm saving it for this event, it becomes an event all about me instead of about Him and worshiping Him. And so what happens is, instead of growing through any of that through conversation, it becomes me talking one-sided to God and only saying what I want to say and not listening to Him. And it becomes almost insensitive of not listening to God. And it's really important to listen to God, because how else is He going to talk to you? We have the Bible and all that, but it's like if you hadn't seen a friend in a full year and then you meet up for coffee with them and you just start telling them about your life for the entire hour that you guys have coffee for or something, and they don't tell you a single thing. You aren't going to get anything out of that conversation. You're just saying what you've already experienced. You aren't learning from that. So yeah, that's really been what God's put on my heart, to be in constant prayer, so that when something happens, He's the first thing I turn to, not saving it until Canvas or Bread We Break, or else I end up not caring about it as much and those worship nights don't become meaningful. So yeah, I hope you guys take that as an encouragement of why constant prayer is important, and not just living for God on the weekends like I sometimes find myself doing, of only being a Christian when I've planned for it and not during the week. So yeah, and if you guys could pray for me just to keep that as a constant reminder, as I'm still working on that. I'm not a perfect human by any means. And so yeah, just praying for encouragement. And yeah, thanks.
Thanks, Collin, for sharing that video with us. It's so encouraging to hear about what God has been teaching you during the season. It's an encouragement to me, and I know others watching as well. And if you've missed the last few testimony or teaching videos on Tuesday, or even our worship videos on Wednesday, you can find all those on our social media and on our website. On our website, you can also submit any prayer requests you may have and give your donation. We love you, church.